I think we would be irresponsible to be trying to do a story like this if it weren't true, really. I mean, notions of forgiveness and, you know, the constant exhortation from wise men and religious teachers about letting go of bitterness and hatred are things that we celebrate in theory and we might aspire to, but they are a very, very big thing to ask people to do.
That was, of course, Oscar winner Colin Firth talking about his new movie, The Railway Man, at the New York premiere.
Oh, it looks so good. The movie is already out in theaters and receiving huge praise for the performances.
And right now we are so thrilled to be joined by Colin Firth, joining us from London, England. Colin, good morning. So great to have you on the show.
It's a pleasure. Good morning.
We both watched the trailer, bits and pieces of the movie. Carly and I both, I think, are so excited. The movie looks unbelievable. Kind of give us the background on the role that you play.
Well, it's a story that lasts for decades in reality, so I'll try to give you the truncated version. Basically, Eric Lomax, it's a true story. Eric Lomax was captured in Singapore in 1942 along with tens of thousands of others, and treated very, very brutally as a prisoner of war by the Japanese Imperial Army, put to work as a slave, basically, on a railway project through the jungle. He was tortured horribly during that time. He came back, bottled it up, was unable to share his experience or speak about it. He, quite late in life, met a woman called Patty, whom he married. And she very quickly discovered that he was suffering, he had a lot of demons and that he was suffering very badly. He discovered that one of his tormentors was still alive, and he decided to go and find the man and kill him. And that takes us pretty much to the last act of the movie, so I won't spoil it.
Well, and it's no secret, this movie is about forgiveness, which I think everybody can relate to.
Sure.
I mean, how important is that message in this movie, and how was it as an actor to play that?
Well, it's important to see that one man was capable of achieving it. I think it's an aspiration. It's something we can all celebrate in theory, but it's very hard, I think, for people to achieve. And I think, given that I haven't been through anything like that, I'm not qualified to lecture people on how to achieve it. But I think the fact that this story is true, and that the fact that I think that this man was subjected to probably the worst abuses that a human can be subjected to, and suffered to the extremes of his endurance, and yet still managed to find a way towards that kind of reconciliation, shows that it is possible for somebody to achieve it. But from where I stand, so little has happened to me in my life, it's very, very difficult for me to judge what other people can or should achieve.
Well, I think, too, I don't know about you, but when you're watching a movie that's based on a true story, it always makes me go, what would I do if I were in that situation? As an actor, is that something that you say to yourself when preparing for the role?
That's entirely what you do. I think that is basically the crux of the question you have to ask. Your job is not to pass judgment on a character. Your job is to be as subjective as possible and say, this is okay. We are pretending this is me. And you have to try, using your imagination as best as possible, to put yourself through all the steps that character has gone through. And some of it rubs off on you. Some of it remains impossible to grasp. But that is certainly what you're trying to do, yes. Yeah.
You're an Oscar winner, Colin. Does it change how you go about now picking the films that you do? And certainly this seems like an awesome fit for you, because it is, I mean, I can tell, it gives me goosebumps just the trailers about it. So, you know, as an Oscar winner, does it change your way of thinking of what you do from here on out?
I don't know if I can answer that question. I don't know if I can make sense of it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, because my life's just carried on from one day to the next, and maybe some things have changed. It's gone away. It wouldn't have gone otherwise. But I honestly don't know. After the big event, I remember wanting to do something that was wildly different, and I went off and did a sort of a caper comedy just to change things up for myself. But I think actually things go back pretty much to normal.
Yeah. Well, Colin, thank you so much for taking time out with us this morning. Congratulations on this new film, and again, I know it's going to be a huge hit.
Right?
Yep. Yep. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you, Colin. Great to see you.
Thank you.
We'll put all the information on The Railway Man, out in theaters now on our website, fox4morningblend.com. Up next, how clean are your carpets? Eek! Are you ashamed to say? No need. We have the maids with the muscle that take the dirty work out of all of your household chores.